Today we're going to attempt to balance the living room ceiling fan. This has been out of balance since I put it in, and I've been contemplating swapping it out for a different one because I have so many different ceiling fans I want to use. Even if I change this thing out every month, it'll still take me years to get through it. But I like the thing in here so much, I decided I'm going to let it be for another couple of weeks. But it shakes a bit, and now that it's winter time and I need the fan running fast for heat reclamation, it's getting kind of annoying. All summer I typically just run it on slow, but in the winter now I need it on medium or high, and it makes annoying sounds and it shakes. I bought one of these when I first put it up. This is from the commercial electric brand. Whoever makes it, I have no idea. And the way this works is you put that clip on one of the blades, and in theory, if one of the blades is lighter than the rest of them, then you stick one of the weights in here on that blade and that will balance it out. This being a 4-blade fan, if one of the blades is lighter or heavier than the rest of them, you would be able to use this on the opposing blade to fix that problem. On a 5-blade fan, I don't see really, this wouldn't do that much. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that we're going to have good success with this because chances are the other 3 blades are not exactly the same either, but we'll see if we can at least improve it. One of the biggest problems is that you'll actually hear it it'll make that sound as it's running, which is extremely annoying. And then the canopy at the top of the ceiling there will kind of make some funny sounds. So let's get a sample here of how bad it is. There you go, there's the noise. So we zoom in here, and it's shaking quite a bit. The camera's image stabilization is probably taking out some of the motion, but it is pretty out of balance. So I'll turn it back off, and I'll get this clip out, and we'll stick this clip onto one of the blades, and we'll see what happens. This thing was made in China. Oh, that's just great. So come with these weights, which actually, years ago, these used to be metal, and I wasn't going to use these because I was concerned that if it was metal, it might fly off the fan and break a window or something. But these are only like plastic or rubber. So that's kind of cool. So I think I'm going to use these because there's no risk of what I thought would happen. Oh, those are also so lightweight, I'm not sure that they're going to do anything. The clip is lighter than the things. Let's see if this chair is enough to get it on. Yep. I hope this doesn't scratch the. I'm going to put like a piece of ticker towel or something on here. This way it won't scratch the blades. Wow, that's really stiff. Jeez. Alright, let's see how that does. See what it does, see how it compares. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be just in perfect balance. Doesn't seem like it had much effect to me. Looks about the same. Still shaking around quite a bit. I'm not sure that we're going to get anywhere with this because this fan was shipped to me, so chances are more than one of the brackets is out of alignment. Don't like how tight this thing is. It's ridiculous. I think that's worse. Yeah, it's definitely worse. I think that's worse as well. So we've only got one blade left to see if it makes any difference. Now it could also be that the one of the brackets is not lined up properly, and so therefore the it's not going to be a weight issue, but a blade alignment issue. And it looked pretty much straight to me, but I don't know. Alright, here we go. If this doesn't work, then the kit was not helpful to me. It doesn't seem like any of those made it any better. It seems like maybe the first one, if anything, this is definitely worse as well. So the first one seemed to make it a little better. I'm not really sure that it was that much better though. So we said in theory this was the better one, and so if I move this out further it should have more effect. So let's see if it's severely out of whack and needs more weight. That's pretty bad. So that might be too much weight, so let's try moving it. If I'm recalling correctly, the first blade I did it on, which was this one, it was not shaking as much to cause that thing to whack on the light. Let's try moving it in. And the problem here obviously is not that. I could just take that off. The problem is it's the piece on the ceiling. That seems to be a little better. It's far from perfect, but it is better. No, it's making the other sound now. So this kit really is not doing anything for me, and it's not getting it balanced enough to be useful. Really, it doesn't seem like it's having much of any effect whatsoever, which is kind of weird. It doesn't seem like it's getting better or worse. I do think this blade is the one that's having the most effect on, but it's hard to tell if it's too heavy, too light, etc. Still shaking quite a bit. I think that the clip is too light to be making any significant difference. That's my speculation. Because I'm not really noticing all that much of a change at all here, and I should be noticing something. It seems like it's having no effect at all. I wonder if I can jam one of these into the clip. Might be able to do that. Of course, it also might fly off and break something in the room. Let's see if I can jam one of these things inside the clip along with the clip itself to give it a little more weight. I think it's gonna fly off. Well, if it flies off, it flies off. I don't think it's going to break anything. It's only rubber. So that definitely made it worse. So, So this is too much weight. Let's try it over here. I feel like that might be slightly better. It's still not making much of a difference, but well, I'm going to try moving it out a little bit. See if maybe it's good here. That's funny. It must be only very slightly off. That seems like that made the most improvement, which is almost next to no weight at all. I wonder if we can just stick this, let me just stick this on here for a trial run. I think so. Let's try 2 of them. Well, that didn't work. By no fault of the product, this is not how it's meant to be used. It's supposed to be stuck to something, not just shown on the surface here. See if that'll hold on. Let's try it. That seems better to me. Oh yeah, that is better. That seems better. I'm going to add the clip now to that same blade. Well, let's see if the additional weight of the clip makes it better or worse. These weights are having very little effect because of how close they are to the motor. So we're not dealing with a lot of weight at all. Now what I could do, if this is really going to work, is I'll just fill up the center of this iron with hot glue or something. Let's see what effect, if any, that has. That looks pretty good with the one that flew off. So it's more than 2 of these, but less than 3. So now it's probably that one blade is slightly lighter than the rest. But like I said in the beginning of the video, this kit is really not going to work in most cases because it's probably not just one blade that's out of balance. Let's see if I have something else that might make a difference. Let's try, I don't know how heavy this clip is in comparison to the other one, but let's see if I put these 2 weights on there plus this food clip. Let's see what that does. I can't really tell if it's better or not. It might be slightly, but it's not good enough to get rid of that other sound. That sound, that ticking sound, I can't live with that. That needs to go away. So it seems like it's a little better now because we're not getting that, we're not getting the chain clanking, so it's got to be going down a little bit. Let's see. Throw this on there, what happens? That's too much weight. My suspicion is that we're not going to be able to fix this just by adding weight to one blade. It's going to be a multiple blade issue. Gosh, it's even worse. No, it's still out. So this is one weight plus this clip. Let's see what that does. That's not too bad. Still kind of making a noise occasionally though. So this is nothing. I just got a baseline again because I can't quite remember how it was. That's pretty bad. We got both noises in there. Now this is one weight right behind the blade. It's a little better. And let's try two. I guess we'll go with that. It's not perfect, but it definitely is it's an improvement. No, I still hear that sound quite a bit. I don't know. I'm not even sure it's worth sticking that to the blades. I really can't quite tell if it needs more or less weight. It's such a small amount that it's off by. Then we could also try is adding the clip to another blade with those weights already on that one. See if that makes any difference. That's worse. There's definitely not more weight. It's almost like it's something in between those two, between 1 and 2. Let's see what happens if we add weight to this blade. That's clearly worse. Clearly worse. Which is interesting because that's the opposing blade to the ones I put the weight on. So that really should have canceled out the effect. But it seems like it's not back to the original state. It seems like it's worse. That's unusable. So it doesn't look like those weights with another one is the answer. I'm pretty sure that sound is just the ball moving around in the socket. Yeah, that's all it is. Nothing I can do to stop that. So it's got to be something like that, I guess. This seems to be the best effect, but even that's not, it's not really good enough. Maybe it's slightly more than those two. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick those two weights onto the blade that they're on. I'll just stick them right above the irons and see what effect it has. Yeah, wipe that off first. We're not going to get it perfect, and I don't think it's really a fault of the product. I think the product is just a little bit too simple to address the problem that we have here. Make sure this is really clean so that we have a good chance of it sticking. The other one is still in there, and one's attached now. It's not a big improvement, but it is better. Let me take the other one out and see what happens. So this is just with the one now stuck to that blade on the top. It definitely needs more weight, so I'll add the second one. And we'll see what happens. And now I'm going to leave it at that. I am going to swap this out soon, but it needs to just be a little better for the next couple of weeks because the way it is right now is pretty abysmal. Seriously? The sticky part just came off and released a piece of metal. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take the other one off and maybe we'll use hot glue instead because clearly we have some quality control issues here and it just got sticky stuff everywhere. Huh, the other one just came right off too. Unreal. It just like fell apart. And the sticky stuff, there's the sticky pad that just came right apart. And another sticky pad too. They both just catastrophically failed. Wow. Huh. Look at that, both of them. Catastrophic failure. This would have sent that little piece of metal flying across the room. Holy mackerel. Well, I guess that product is a piece of junk. This is a terrible product. That sticky stuff is all over my hands. I can't get it off. I tried every soap in the kitchen. It's now all over my table too. I'm gonna have to use glue gun on my hands, which is not exactly a recommended thing to do. Alternatively, I'm gonna take a piece of hot glue and cut the it, and I'll just stick the it onto the back of the fan bracket where I had the other thing, which catastrophically failed and left a sticky mess all over my person. And let's see how this goes. I can't believe how much that sticky stuff is all over my hands. What do you know? A piece of stinking hot glue worked better. Let's see if we add a second piece. If it gets better or worse. It's still slightly out. If that stuff wasn't so sticky, and I can see the sticky residue left all over my table. If that stuff wasn't so sticky, I would have put it on a scale to get the weight, and then I would get the same weight of hot glue and stick it on there, but I'm not going to mess up a scale and get sticky residue all over a scale. That would be foolish. The second piece in there, actually this fits in there real nice. I don't even think that it needs to be secured. It shouldn't go anywhere. Oh, that was wrong. Must have been the heavier piece that fell out. Where did it go? Here it is. Well, I have one that's about a little bit longer than the one that's in here. Let's try that if only one is going to cooperate. Probably go a little bit longer than that even. It's got to be a little bit longer. I'm going to grab another stick. I fit the longest piece I can in there. Let's see what the results are going to be. It's not perfect. I still hear the other sound on occasion, but I think it's better than it was. And quite frankly, after that catastrophic failure of the ceiling fan balancing kit, I'm kind of getting tired of this. It's a very tedious and annoying process, plus it's all guess and check, so you really never know how it's going to come out. I'm done playing with it. This will get me through the next couple of weeks. And then we'll put something else nice in here.